As Claire watched the 6 police cars, all with their lights running in blood red and vein blue flashes, were joined by 2 long skeletal fire trucks, one at each end of the block. Michael said nothing, but his eyes narrowed. "Oh, shit," Shane whispered. "They wouldn't." "Yeah, I think they would. If this book is that important, I think they'd do just about anything to get it." Oliver's face suddenly popped up in front of the window. They all screamed, even Michael, and jumped back. Shane tried to push Claire behind him. She smacked at him until he left her alone. She wanted to hear what Oliver had to say. "It's nearly 5 o'clock, Oliver said, his voice muffled by the window glass. "We're running out of time, Michael. Either invite me in and give me the book, or I'm afraid this is going to get unpleasant. Wait. I want to trade for it." His eyes weighed her and dismissed her. "I'm very sorry, my dear, but that's an opportunity that has come and gone. We're in much rougher waters now. Either hand over the book, or we'll come in and get it. I promise you, this is the best deal you're likely to get this side of hell." Michael yanked down the shade. "Shane, you, Eve, and Claire, get into the pantry room. Move it." "No way. I'm not leaving you," Eve declared. He took her hand and locked her eyes with her, in a way that made Claire's knees go weak, even at several feet away. "They can't hurt me, except by hurting the house itself. They can't kill me, except by destroying the house. Understand? You guys are the vulnerable ones, and I want you safe." He kissed her hand, darted a self-conscious look at Claire and Shane, and then kissed her lips too. "Huh?" Shane said. "Thought so." He took Claire's hand. "Michael's right. Better get your girl someplace safe." "You too, Shane." "No way." "Not the time to be proving anything, dude. Just take care of them. I can take care of myself." Maybe, Claire thought, maybe he just wanted them out of the way in case he couldn't. Either way, she didn't have a chance to protest. Shane steered her and Eve into the kitchen, or loaded them down with water and pre-packed food like Pop-Tarts and energy bars, and helped them stack things in the dark, gloomy hiding place where Claire had spent her first morning in the glass house. She didn't know if Shane really might have followed Michael's orders. It was possible, she guessed. But just as they were pushing the last of the supplies into the narrow little doorway, there was a loud crashing on glass from the living room. "What the hell?" Shane blurted and ducked out to see what was going on. Claire went after him, and when she looked back, Eve was following too. But they didn't get very far, because the kitchen window smashed into splinters, and Claire and Eve stopped to turn to look. Oliver was standing just outside the window. They heard more glass breaking all over the house. "Girls, I'm sorry to do this. Truly, I am. But you're not giving me much choice. Last chance. Invite me in, and this can end peacefully." "Bite me," Eve taunted. "Oh, wait. You can't, can you? Not from way out there." His eyes flared. His fangs snapped down. Threat display. There was what it was called when a rattlesnake shook its tail, or a cobra spread its hood. He was giving them a clear sign that it didn't find them very funny. "The book," he said. "Or your lives. That's the only deal you're going to get, Claire. I suggest you make the right choice quickly." "It's okay. They can't come inside." Oliver nodded, his faded curling hair blowing in the hot night wind. "That's true," he said, "but then I'm hardly all alone." And he stepped aside as a policeman in uniform broke out the remaining glass with a nightstick and hopped upon the windowsill to climb through. Eve and Claire screamed and ran. The living room was a mess of broken furniture, scattered paper, struggling bodies. Shane punched out some guy in a black jacket, who flew back out of the window and into the arms of some waiting, snarling vampires. Michael was fighting a couple more, whom he just bodily picked up and threw out. As Eve and Claire skidded into the room and broke right and left, the cop in pursuit ran headlong into Michael and got tossed out as well. "They're coming in!" Eve screamed, and slammed the kitchen door and jammed a chair under the handle. Michael grabbed the nearest bookcase, not the one with the Bible on it, Claire saw, and pulled it over to block the window, then leant the sofa against it. "Upstairs!" he yelled. "Move it!" Shane grabbed Claire by the hand and pounded up the steps, half dragging her. She missed a step and stumbled, and pulled him off balance just at the right moment, because the bat that was swung at his head missed and thumped into the wall with a crack of wood. Another person hiding on the top of the stairs, this one female and tall. Shane grabbed the bat away from her and menaced her with it, driving her back down the hallway. Claire recognized her, one of the dorm girls, Lillian. Don't! Lillian yelled, and put her arms when Shane pulled back. Hell, Shane spinning again. I can't hit a girl. Here, Claire, you hit her. He tossed the bat. Claire grabbed and came to a clumsy batting stance, wishing she'd paid more attention in physical education. Lillian screamed again and ran into the open doorway to Eve's room. Eve, coming up the stairs, screamed too, for different reasons. Hey, that's my room, bitch! And she flew in to grab Lillian by the hair, swung her around, and threw her out into the hall. Then shoved her toward the stairs. Michael, this one needs to go out. She shoved her again. Lillian tottered down the steps and shrieked once more before leaving the building at speed, propelled by Michael power. Check the rooms. If one got in, there are probably more. Don't take chances. Yell for help. Claire nodded and hurried to her room. It looked quiet, thank God. The windows were unbroken, and there were no signs of anybody hiding in the closets or under the bed. Same for the bathroom. Although she had a bad shower curtain moment, she heard crashing from down the hall. Shane had found somebody. She ran out into the hall and started to come to his defense, then hesitated when she saw that Eve's door was now open a crack. She'd left it closed. She opened it slowly, as silently as she could, and peeked around the edge, and saw Eve up against the wall, and Miranda holding a knife at Eve's throat. She recognized the bruises and bite marks on her neck first, then the faded blue eyes as the girl's head turned toward her. Don't, Miranda said. I have to do this. Charles says I need to make the vision stop. I want it to stop, Claire. You understand, right? Let it go, Miranda, okay? Please? Claire swallowed hard and stepped into the room. She could hear fighting from down the hall. Shane and Michael were busy. You don't want to hurt Eve. She's your friend. It's too much. So many people dying. I can't do anything. Charles said he'd make it all go away. All I have to do is what? Kill Eve? Really? Don't. You don't want to do anything. Panicked, she looked to Eve for help. One thing was for sure. The pallor in Eve's face wasn't makeup. Yeah. I'm your friend, Mir. You know that. Miranda shook her head. So hard her dark hair flew, the knife trembled against Eve's throat, and she squeezed her eyes shut, whispered something like Charles. And then she opened her eyes again, and she looked different, not scared, focused. She's going to do something. I need to... Claire didn't have time to figure it out. She just moved because Eve was moving, her arm flashing up and smacking Miranda's elbow. In the second that the knife was away from Claire's throat, Claire grabbed a thick handful of Miranda's hair and yanked hard, dragging her backward. Miranda shrieked and slashed wildly at them. Eve's upraised arm got a bloody cut, and Claire moved backward, gasping, holding on to Miranda's hair and trying to stay out of cutting range. Miranda swept the knife around and cut off the clump of hair on a couple of inches away from Claire's knuckles. Oh no. Miranda lunged at her, knife held out, and Claire ran into the black bedside table, toppled over onto the black satin comforter, and saw the knife coming for her. Hey! Eve screamed and spun Miranda around and slapped her hard across the face twice. When Miranda tried to stab her, Eve smacked the girl's hand into the wall and twisted her wrist until Miranda's fist opened up. The knife dropped to the wood floor. Miranda started crying. It was a hopeless, helpless sound. And if Claire hadn't been angry, scared, she might have actually felt sorry for her. No, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to. He said he'd make it stop. Eve grabbed her by the arm, opened up the closet door and stuffed Miranda inside, then jabbed a wooden chair under the door handle to hold it shut. She looked furious and really, really hurt. Her arm was bleeding all over the place, not spurting, but flowing pretty red freely. Claire grabbed up a black towel laying on the bureau and pressed a makeshift bandage to the wound. Eve blinked, like she'd forgotten all about it, and held it in place. Maybe she was just under his spell, like you were when you... Okay, maybe it hadn't been smart to bring that up, Claire thought. That's why I slapped her. But I don't think that's it. Miranda's always been crazy. I thought she wasn't that crazy. Eve looked better, more color in her face, anyway. And then Claire thought, no, she looked too good. Claire's eyes turned to the broken window outside. There was a slight edge of sunlight climbing above the horizon, and the sky had turned a deep gray. Michael! She blurted. Oh my God! She left Eve and ran into the hall. Shane was just coming out of his room, shaking out his hand. His knuckles were bloody. "Where's Michael?" she yelled. "Downstairs," he said. "What the hell is that?" Claire realized with a shock that somehow she was still holding a handful of Miranda's severed hair. She made a face and let go, then flooded her hand to shake off the clingy strands. "You don't even want to know. Oh, Miranda's locked in Eve's closet, by the way." "Oh, that's a bonus." "Sorry, but I really don't like that kid. She's not growing on me either," Claire admitted. "Come on, we need to get to Michael. Trust me, he's doing okay without us." "No, he's not. The sun's coming up." He didn't get it for a second, and then he did. And oh boy, he was gone before she could yell at him to wait for her. She reached the bottom of the staircase a few seconds behind and saw him race across to where Michael was grabbing another, presumably human, intruding on his way in through the broken down front door.